slope-intercept form. Eventually we want to do system of equalities, but we're going to break it up into smaller pieces before we get there. So let's start. Here's in slope-intercept form. So I want to give you one example here, and then I want you to do one on your own to see how you do. On the left side here, I give you a little reference table, okay, and I want you to use that. So a couple of things that the reference table is showing you is that when you see an equality sign, greater than or less than without the equal sign at the bottom, I want you to use the dashed line because points on that line are not part of the solution. When you see, just like our problem does, an equality sign that has the equal sign at the bottom, I want to use a solid line when you're connecting the dots because points on that line are part of our solution. Okay, so let's start. So you should recognize the format, and you should right off the bat realize that 1 is our y-intercept. All right, so let's start there right off the bat. 2 is our slope, and in this case it's positive, which means our line is going to go from left to right, and it's going to go up. Okay, so 2 is a slope, and let me just write it, slope, changing y over changing x, 2 over 1. So between y values, I want you to count 2, and between x values, I want you to count 1. So let's go up 2, right 1, right 1, up 2, right 1, and then we're going to get a few points on the other side. Okay, and now we're going to use a solid line, because if I took points on that solid line, it would satisfy my inequality. Now, an inequality, okay, there's also a region that's going to be either to the above this line, right, the region above the line, or the region below the line that's also going to be part of the solution set. And so we have to pick which side represents a solution set. And the easiest way to do that is to pick a test point. So if available, you want to pick the test point 0, 0. Why? Because it's the easiest test point. Because you're going to be multiplying by 0, adding to 0, subtracting 0, and it just makes life so much easier. Now, you want to pick a point that's not on the line. In this case, let me show you where 0, 0 is. It's right here. It's not on the line, so it's a perfect test point. And we're going to try and see if 0, 0 makes that inequality true. If it is true, it is also telling you that everybody on this side of the line is also going to satisfy the inequality. If 0, 0 fails to satisfy the inequality, then you're going to shade the other side. So let's try it. So here is the point 0, 0. Sorry. This is x and this is y. So let's substitute. We get 0 greater than 2 times 0 plus 1. 0 is greater than 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So is 0 greater or equal to 1? It is not. So 0, 0 does not satisfy this inequality, meaning points under the blue line, under our slope here, it's not going to satisfy the inequality. So we want to shade, and the way you shade it is just draw little perpendicular lines like this, right? Let's try to be nice and neat. And that's to show you that this whole side above the line are part of our solution. Not only points on the line, but this whole region itself. Okay, and you can write a big S here because that says this is a solution area. Okay, now I want you to do this one. Pause the video, give it a shot, and then replay it and see how you did. Okay, so let's start. 4 is our y-intercept, right? So we're going to go to 4. Our slope is -3. So let me write slope changing y over changing x. We're going to put that as 3 over 1, which means that because it's negative, our slope is going to go down here from left to right, right? So between y values, I want you to count 3, and between x values, I want you to count 1. So let's count 3. 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. And let me put a couple points on the other side. Look at the inequality sign. The inequality sign is just less than, so it's going to be a dashed line because point on this line are not going to satisfy inequality. Okay, they're not part of a solution. But now we have to pick a side. So we're going to pick either the side under the blue line or the side above the line, because one of those two regions are going to be the regions where the points will satisfy our inequality. And we got to see which one it is. So the first thing we do is pick a test point, pick a point that's not on the line. And in this case, look, 0, 0 is available. It's not on the line, so we're going to use it. So let's go back to the inequality. We're going to replace x and y with 0. So we get 0 less than negative 3 times 0 plus 4. And 0 less than negative 3 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 4 is just 4. So we get 0 less than 4. Is that true? Yes, it is. 0 is less than 4. So the point 0, 0 worked to satisfy this inequality, which means every point that's also on the same side of 0, 0, which is to the left of the blue line, right, is also going to work. And hopefully you also got that. And you can put a big S here because that's our solution area. Okay?